Let me start by saying you can like something and criticize it at the same time. I'm a lifelong Pokemon fan, still own my original copies of Red and Silver, but the new generation's anime is genuinely bad. Showcasing different moments and lesser characters in bite-sized chunks is a fun idea, but everything falls flat. What was advertised as an exploration of the epic world is just a flashy mining of nostalgia full of missed opportunities. I know the series has a few more episodes in the works, but I want to discuss its shortcomings before everything wraps up. Scroll through the comments, and you'll see dozens of fans blinded by the darker tone, asking for a new, full-length series at the expense of an immortal 10-year-old boy's adventures. But take a closer look at these shorts, and you'll notice how lazy and poorly written they really are. On my rewatch, I ranked each episode, and the average ended up being a measly 5 out of 10. So let's be clear, that's a failing grade, but it just shows longtime fans don't need much to be happy when nostalgia's a factor.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh.
The best aspect is the animation. We're presented with a vibrant world and Pokemon come across intelligently. When SWAT storms the Viridian Gym looking for Giovanni, they use Machamps and Arcanines instead of C4 to enter the building. Seeing Pokemon do that, in addition to menial tasks like move things around a TV station, is a clever way to hint at the specialized training and domestication of Pokemon without explicitly talking about it. Otherwise, the show feels like a long-form marketing scheme to get jaded fans excited before the holiday shopping season. All the legendaries are shown for just enough time to ensure there's a cool shot of them for the trailer. Wow, Suicune and Groudon? That's so cool! I want to go buy a 3DS now. For a show that promises the best battles, it always seems to cut right as the action's getting good. Even in episode 3, The Challenger, where Blue defeats the Elite Four, there's more exposition than fighting. I know the creators limited themselves to about 5 minutes, but in the same episode, there are 2 frustratingly bad cuts away from battles just to show Blue dramatically walk around or sit in a chair. The best parts seem intentionally taken out, while the creators methodically hint at fan-favorite moments just to get us excited. Who cares about Lance sneaking around a basement with a comical Dragonite? Show us more of his fight against the Red Gyarados if you're gonna name the episode Lake of Rage. To be fair, there were a few good battles, but they always seemed secondary in importance to the poorly written exposition. I'm not saying the show needs a fight per episode to entertain me, but if you're gonna spend time developing these characters, at least let them sound intelligent.
Just you wait, Elite Four. The greatest Pokemon trainer in the world? That is me!
What? Why not say, just you wait, Elite Four, I'm the best trainer in the world, and save a second for a future fight scene. The show walks a weird line between grittiness and campiness, and it feels like the writers constantly lose track of whether they want to be taken seriously or not. The Elite Four episode starts with an intense scene of the famed trainers discussing their upcoming battles that gives the episode a dark, intense tone. Then about a minute later, we get this.
I'm Bruno of the Elite Four. The Pokemon you train. Show them to me.
I understand some characters are more campy than others, but the tone should remain consistent throughout each short instead of switching between serious and ridiculous for no reason. The few lines that actually made me angry came from the fact the writers ignore an essential storytelling rule. Show, don't tell. Multiple scenes would have worked better with less dialogue because the audience already has all the information it needs through visual cues. Right here we see Ho-Oh appear over a burnt castle and the legendary dogs magically come back to life. The weird colors and surprise on everyone's face tell us everything we need to know. But then we hear this.
Ho-Oh used its rainbow-colored shining power to restore the 3 Pokemon that perished in the fire.
I just saw that happen, you don't need to explain it to me. Especially if you're gonna say something like rainbow-colored shining power. I'd feel bad for whoever read that line if he wasn't getting paid. Another instance of painful dialogue comes from one of the few characters featured in multiple episodes. After this international policeman discusses a case with Giovanni's son in front of the Pokemon League, He's literally surprised to find out he's about to challenge the Elite Four. What kind of detective doesn't realize a trainer standing alone in front of a gym is about to go in and fight? If the writers let the visuals tell the story, the characters wouldn't come across as idiots forced to explain everything to the audience.
Ha! As long as I have the blue orb, Kyogre will do my bidding. Ha!
Archie, don't do it!
At its core, this is a flashy show designed to milk fans' nostalgia. The first episode even wastes a quarter of its runtime on the classic Pokemon Red and Green intro and in-game footage of Red catching a Pikachu before finally transitioning into full animation. I know we live in an era dominated by celebrating and recreating pop culture from the past, but Generations just scratches the surface without adding any depth to the Pokemon universe. There's nothing wrong with fan service and darker tones, but if the writing sucks, there's a problem. The Pokemon brand is durable enough to fit different genres, but creators need to ensure they're bringing some substance to the table and not relying on stylistic tricks. Games like Pokemon Snap or the Mystery Dungeon series prove there's an audience for alternative Pokemon stories, and the success of Generations might even lead to mature content in the future. But fans don't want something that feels designed to trick us into wanting more. You can make me nostalgic for my days as a child and add something new at the same time.
You guys sure do talk a whole lot, but you don't make any sense at all!
Know your place, you impudent child!
Pokemon Sun and Moon, which hopefully will have cheesy one-liners similar to the comedic gold of past games, is said to be a breath of fresh air with the replacement of the gym system with quests and boss battles. Trying new things is good, and it should be applauded when an entrenched group like the Pokemon Company experiments a little bit, as long as they stay focused on the story. I hope a new anime does come out for those hungry fans. I just want it to be better than Generations. Let this be a lesson to creators not to pander to their audience with stereotypical characters and forced dialogue.
Sure, I'm an amazing dude.
And if you do focus on style, allow the visuals to tell the story instead of having characters constantly explain things to the audience.
Look at that drill! With that, even the seal on the seafloor cavern is in for a walloping!
Unfortunately, given the fact a live-action Detective Pikachu movie is in the works from Legendary Pictures for some reason, I have a feeling fans waiting for mature Pokemon content might as well give up now.
Pika! Pika, pika, pika! Pika! Pika!